you answer it and wait for their response. And then guess who? You're waiting for them to control the next piece of the conversation. So your philosophy should always be, okay, you ask me a question, I'm going to flip that. I'm going to answer your question in the question I'm asking you. So I ask you a question back, but I ask it to you in a way where I when I bring up my volume, and I know in this situation might have been a little bit different, but when I bring up my volume, what I say is like, I'm not sure. And so when I bring my volume down and I say, well, yeah, that's a great question. Let me ask you a question. And you respond to the question in a way that answers his question, but gets him to answer your question. And then when he answers it, who's the next person to talk? You, not him. So now you control the conversation moving forward instead of him dictating the pace of the conversation. And so you always want to be looking at, okay, how can I always be in control of the conversation if I want to be able to kind of move people down the path that I want to move down. So, since I heard it 2 times today, Darryl did it earlier today, and then I just heard it just now. I want you guys to always remember, like, no matter what they're pushing back on, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be like the worst possible thing. Like, if you take the time, take a breath, tell them it was a great question, and then ask them another question against it, like, I guarantee you, like, you'll take control back of the conversation. And especially if you ask a question that is a no-brainer. Like, if it was able to do what you wanted to do, plus these other things that I know you want, then of course you're going to say yes to that. Yeah. And so that's really what you want to do, is kind of ask those type of questions that are no-brainers.
True. I have a question. So what have you noticed that we're doing right? So we can just build on that.
Honestly, if you guys are doing a lot right? Because, when we go back and look at the board, the boards are always filled. Like, I tend to not step on. I don't like answering. It's 2 things I don't like answering from a sales perspective. I don't like telling you how to battle a specific objection, and I don't like trying to change something that's working for you. Okay. Because what I tell you right now, as far as here's what is going well and is working for you, and then this person might say, "Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna change what I'm doing." Well, you on the board. So, don't change what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. That's working well for you. Because sales is a personality thing, but it's also a fit thing. And so you want it to fit your flow, your style, your process, the way you specifically talk, so on and so forth. So I want to make sure that you guys have that scenario. So I tend to stay away from things that if you're doing well, keep doing well.
It gets rid of the creativity.
Exactly. And I want you to change it. Like, I'm not doing the calls every day like you guys are doing this. So you guys are going to see these little pinpoint things. What I can notice very easily is the things that have interactions with other people, because I just understand the psychology of people. So when you say something and somebody else says something and that response back and forth, like, I know how to handle those type of responses, which is the reason why I can speak to those. But for specifics as far as what language should you use, so on and so those things can change depending on who you are and what you like to do and what your style is. Personality, all of that stuff.
That's good, man.
Cool?
That's true.
So when he has AirPods on, he's still listening.
I'm still listening, yes.
No, I love life.
What just happened?
Nah, I brought you.
I don't know what just happened. Dropping that sales knowledge, man. Dropping that sales knowledge.
Hey, I love it. I love it. So what's going on? So this is